So...
Hey! Stuff is happening now.
So we're about to get into the second semifinal in TackleZone's Star Divisions Season 2. The first semifinal did see Nim going to the final with his Junior. And this time we got cjblackburn Underworld with a 2-heads thrower and a block thrower, dirty player goblin, guard blitzer, tackle mighty blow blitzer, and a claw throw, and a wrestle lineman, and a 2-heads goblin, and Skitter taking on Justicium, Chaos Dwarf, with a sure hands bull, a block bull, tree guard, and a mighty blow. So that's a bench of 1. I will not be surprised if you're going to see 7 versus 7 like last time CJ played.
I wouldn't be surprised either, if I'm honest.
Hey, back up, Billy. No, me neither. It was like a 7 versus 7. Yeah, that was yeah, it's hard driving with Amazons when the opponent tackle mighty blow blitzer removes 5 players and 7 blocks in a half. That's not getting you anywhere.
It definitely isn't getting you anywhere.
That's at least nobody important died. That's at least something. But yeah, that his tackle mighty blow blitzer just going crazy. That was pretty wacky. I still had still had some options, but that's just not happening. And it does definitely look like Wolfbag is winning 3-2. So I get my second out of second spot on prediction in the dome. I only missed my own game.
It's coming from Big Kev.
Good 2 out of 3 games spot on. I'll take that.
I mean, it's not bad in any way, shape, or form.
I had Wolf 3-2, I had Cruz 3-2. I do think I had myself 3-1 or 3-2. So I missed my own.
How much did you win by against Diva?
3-0.
Oh, okay.
The best part was we were done in like 3 hours and 10 minutes. Even Wolfbag, and PC was first done with the third game after like 4 hours and something. Oh, we got it. That's spicy. Sure hands bull, definitely. Would you have been tempted to carry with the block bull instead on a touchback?
Yeah, I think I would actually, just because it's Underworld. And Underworld are annoying.
No, to be fair, I would have thought about it no matter what, just because the block bull is so much better ball carrier.
Well, he is if you can just instantly give him the ball. That's the thing.
And you could.
Yeah, so I definitely have given it to the Bill in this case.
I would at least have thought about it. First rat goes.
Turn 1, instant full casualty.
But it's interesting with the bribe and the dirty player goblin.
Yeah.
But it's also probably going to be stamped on Troll now.
Oh yeah, I think that Troll's going to get fouled. I'm also curious as to why CJ chose Claw over something like Guard or Tentacles on the Troll.
It's not uncommon just because of the removal, because he can get it on a normal, so the Claw Mighty Blow. It was okay efficient. I may even not do it. Interesting. I'm pretty sure CJ is going to blitz that Charles alone.
Yeah, that is a big old blitzeroo from CJ coming up there. Just because it is such a high value blitz target.
And again, you have the free dirty player. Oh. Yeah, CJ was going to foul anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he is playing Underworld. He does have bench, and there are Chaos Dwarfs on the pitch. Of course you're going to be fouling.
Armor holds.
For once.
God, dirty player.
I think the only thing that Justy's unhappy with is the sure hands on the bill as a skill up choice.
What?
I think Justicium's sort of unhappy with the skill
Yeah, I
up.
think it was a test. I don't think he's been super happy for it.
No.
Cruz has been doing the same. I don't really like it either.
I know the Danes are experimenting with it as well here. What is it? Jacka is trying out the sure hands bill. But it seems like they're a big fan of it over here. I personally don't hate it, but I also don't love it.
Could go for the blitz chain cruising the dirty player free and then foul
You could.
hitting the front of the guarders. Yeah, I'm not a fan either. I think it's so weird. And it makes one of your best pieces just running around with the ball.
They're supposed to be your mobile, quote unquote, support pieces. So I prefer the one block, one break tackle. Double block is fine as well.
Double break tackle is fine as well. Yeah. It's the thing
That
with
was not a
split.
lot of words that came out of you there.
No, it's the same with the guard block flesh columns. I find it slightly. The problem if you split them out on having one of each is you really need to be careful that you don't get stuck with the wrong in the wrong space.
You have to focus that much more on your positioning.
And sometimes you cannot because the opponent choosing it for you.
Yeah.
So that's just why I'm a bit. about it because it's the same. If you, I'm fine if you want 2 flesh golems with block. I'm absolutely fine if you want 2 flesh golem with guard. Just pick one of the other and go with it.
And don't split it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not breaking any armor. He managed to downgrade his 6 to a 3 from the first hit.
That wouldn't even have broken halfling armor.
No. Halfling with -1 armor.
So a snotling.
Yes.
It would just barely have broken snotling armor.
Barely. Martin, he is eating that. Yeah. Are you?
What do you do if you're Justicium here? I suspect you going for Skitter.
Yeah.
I like it.
One gets lucky. 8-10.
Absolutely the correct blitz there. It was either that or the dirty player, and
there was much rejoicing.
there's more value in blitzing the.
And congratulations with the win, Wolfie.
Congratulations on your dome win, Whiffbark.
Yeah. But there's no reason to use 8 hours of your life in this.
Just win your first 3 games, easy.
You were pretty close to actually, though. Don't forget that part. You were bloody inches from winning in 3. It's still been slower, though. Did you enjoy it?
The most important part is that you had fun.
No, no.
Yeah, I think I would have been pretty pissed off if I'd lost from a 2-0. Yeah, being 2-0 up.
But CJ needs to find some attrition or something. This is
Here is this purple chest. Of course it's purple chest. Who else would it be?
Well,
Evening, Hellboy.
Good evening. Much as I hate to break up the little and large combo, I thought I might pop in. I'm going to be watching anyway, because I do love watching Justicium.
yeah. And at least you don't have to actually play Blood Bowl yourself now.
Yeah, I'm a bit done with Blood Bowl for the day.
You have spent 8 hours, more or less. You had an hour break, so only 7 hours.
Yeah.
That's more than a day of a tabletop tournament.
Only 7 hours.
Yeah.
Well, it was 5 games, and one of them went long.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you actually managed to get into real overtime stuff.
We did. And I have to say, it felt good that of the two that went 1-1 at the end of the game, it was nice that one went each way on the penalties.
Yeah, that's good.
I would have felt a bit weird to, get a loss and 2 draws and lose both penalty games. That would have not been
another.
Another one.
So CJ,
yeah,
they gotta get the ref, and CJ has tried to foul a couple of times without any damage, and he's lost a wrestle and a skitter already.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's-
that's not ideal, is it? Suboptimal.
I was saying we could likely see a 7 versus 7 again, but in this speed, it's
It's more likely to be 7v11 or
Yeah.
6v11 even.
yeah, that's this is going to be bad if he
Well,
doesn't.
the Underwhelmed still have a mighty blow, don't they?
Yeah, they still got the tackle mighty blow. He's trying. He
And
might
claw.
actually.
And a claw troll, so you know.
Yeah, he might need to start trying to random blitz with that claw troll just to get stuff going.
Just to try and pump out a few removals quickly.
Absolutely, but of course it's sat on a hobgoblin, which is not where you want it at all.
No.
And he's trying desperately just to get something down. I think to foul it. I think he's considered.
This half is gone, is it?
Yeah, I will consider this going with 3 players out this fast. But, a bit interesting. Justy did get a touchback and decided to still carry on the sure hands instead of block.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, he probably wants the block piece. The problem with Chaos Dwarfs is everything has to do the thing it's good at doing, doesn't it?
Yeah, and sure hands.
So,
But sure hands is trying to force somebody into something they're not really good at.
yes. Yes, but if you put it on the block piece, then you're short that moving 6 block strength 4 piece, which is sometimes key to how you run your offense. So, I mean, I do understand. If you're in the habit of protecting the sure hands and having the ball there, you know, sometimes breaking your pattern is
I think the thing I thought was a terrible sentence. I thought it was interesting. He didn't even seem to stop and think about it. He instantly just clicked the sure hands.
Oh, gets a KO.
That's at least something.
Ah, you see, Mystic PC, I predicted that the Mighty Blow was going to change everything.
And it used it.
Short 1 Hobgoblin is a nightmare for the Chaos Dwarves.
It's not like they're up 2 players and nothing.
No.
Come on,
We don't talk about the player advantage for Justicium here. Quite clearly going for the 2 heads thrower.
Well, I'm still struck watching the stream as I load it in, so you'll have to. I'm relying on you. Obviously, I'm behind.
Yeah, there's Justicium means just moving. Again, securing. He's definitely can score whenever he needs it. Which again, if a CT, I'm probably fine with just using the 5 players to cage the ball, and I'll at least give you an option to try to catch some other dudes out and hopefully get rid of a bit. It's like a classic Skaven game plan. It's just letting the people have their cage fun, and then just hunt down and foul people away from the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're not going to be able to hold on to all of your pieces. Hold on a second.
And we got 4-9 dying slowly on us.
Yeah, I got a piece of food stuck in my throat.
Oh.
It wasn't pleasant.
Is there someone there to give you the Heimlich?
Yeah, my beer.
Chase it down with beer. That's what most doctors advise, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Blimey, that troll looks lonely.
Yeah, now even the hobgoblin can disappear from it. You need to try to get that into hitting. You need to start trying to hit some of the fat guys with it. Like,
yeah, he's bringing the troll in now. 3D on a guard piece as well. He needs to start chipping off Summit if he wants to gain a bit of, or at least a chance to win.
Yeah.
Oh, poor CJ.
It's
not even
like, it's not. He's not even been close on most his plus.
It is horrific when claw is what you're relying on and it doesn't open the tin cans.
Yeah, and he is. definitely in a situation where he needs the tin can to start to be opened. And
yes, though with 3 perms, not even KOs, it's it's a bleak situation.
He does need to get into the juicy insides of those chuffs if he wants a chance to win.
of course, there's as long as the troll is there, there's the cheeky chance of a one-turner working.
Like a 10% chance, but better than nothing.
Yeah, I mean it's an option, and you know, got to keep his
And-
re-roll back because
And with
just makes
Skidder
it
gone,
possible rather than ridiculous. Yeah.
and with Skidder gone, there's no alternatives. There's no Skidder
Did he put-
one-turner.
Did he put Skitter somewhere risky, or?
No, it's kind of. His problem was he was losing players faster, right? So he needed to use Skidder as an assist. And he didn't, and then he fouled a piece and didn't broke armor, and then the piece just got itself up and slapped Skidder. He lost the 2 players pretty fast. So he could have not have put Skidder there, but then he was not being able to do anything that turn anyway.
It was just a case of, do I take a completely useless and wasted turn?
Or try to do something. Well, we got some hits now and some stuff.
But he's still got 2 re-rolls, so you can keep one in your pocket in case you can find that throw teammate option.
Yeah.
But
Well, you will be able to
find
find the pro teammate option because it's Justicium's drive.
Yes, so I mean it's there, but you know you definitely want. It's such a difficult thing to do anyway without without a Doom Diver or Ripper to throw, which again increases your odds notably. But having a re-roll for it is really useful.
And
Just double skull.
yeah, he's not getting much help either.
No, well, I mean that happens.
Yeah. It does.
You will just end up having those games where it's just like, oh yeah, whatever. Nothing's working.
Yes, yeah, I had a couple of those today.
Aww.
Goes the dirty player.
But then, to be fair to Wolf, I'm sure he'd say the same. The game I won in overtime, I was high rolling it most of the way through that. And the Nurgle game, till he suddenly turned it around as well. I was getting some lovely dice there, but to no avail.
I'm not sure I like them not following up there.
Well, I don't think.
I mean, I can understand not wanting to take a mighty blow hit on your chart, but now you're just giving it up for a mighty blow hit on a hobgoblin.
Yes, but with one hobgoblin, I mean, there's no injuries yet, is there? There's a hobgoblin KO'd and a hobgoblin on the bench. You can lose a hobgoblin, and it's probably not the end of the world, particularly with the amount of dead rats. Oh, I see. One's a goblin, but there's a lineman out and Skitter. That's bad.
Yeah, Skitter's the biggest problem out of the lot that's out.
It's,
The rest of the lineman sucks, but Skitter's probably the worst one to lose.
Yeah, but Wrestle Lineman is for in any of the games. This is the game where he could have shined against all the block.
Yeah, and particularly if it's a blockless ball carrier.
Mm.
You know, if you can get into that bull in any way, even 2 die against, that's not terrible odds. It's not what you ideally want.
Nope. Access denied. And he cannot get 3 dice on any of those 2.
He'll have to just take the 2D. He could get 3D. He just needs to plop in another 2 assists, and he's got 3 dice on the guard chart.
Yeah, okay. Oh shit, yeah. Holy crap, he
Yeah.
actually have all his players down there. Oh, and he needed all 3. And, okay.
Can the tin open up a delicious chaff meat
Nope.
tin? No.
3 again.
Yeah, that has to be kicked in its face, but
Well, the dirty bliss
Lost a
out.
dirty player, so
Yeah, but you're still going to. Here it comes with all the
you
goblins.
do have the bribe.
Yeah, and you've got +5. Cannot say no to +5.
Just cross your fingers that there's the double. Oh, it's dead.
it's worse than that. It's dead, Jim.
And it's dead.
That's a shame.
How you,
And the bribe works as well.
yeah.
Well, obviously it's a shame for Justicium, but for the game, it's
That's
great.
good. We needed some even playing field here. Yeah, that was
Dio's favorite word, equity.
no. Let's do an equity-free zone for
And I
tonight.
was very, very impressed with CJ in the quarterfinals. So
He's
you know,
good.
hope springs eternal.
He's normally underselling himself all he can. But he's played a long time. He's been around the game for, I was about to say, since the beginning, which is potentially not completely true, but it's up there. He doesn't place that much. He played tabletop league and some few tournaments here and there, and plays a bit Blood Bowl too, but not too much. But he's been playing for ages, and he's definitely good.
Well, I learned a distressing truth. I thought I'd been playing Blood Bowl since the very beginning, but it turns out I haven't. I had the very first box set the minute it was put out onto the market. I've still got it upstairs, actually, and the Death Zone supplement that came after it.
Yep.
But it turns out that was already edition 2.
Yes, it was. Because that zone is first from, it's 94 or something?
And the
It's
first one was
mid-90s,
just
it's 90s at least, because, yeah.
written on a fag packet and handed around amongst a few mates.
Yeah, and there's the Astro Granite bits as well. The first edition where you could frenzy all you want and stuff. You can frenzy as long you had moved.
Yeah.
But yeah, but we still been playing for 25 years.
Yes.
The
edition I had came with a cardboard pitch that you put together.
Yeah.
I thought the foam one was the next one, wasn't it?
No, I think the foam one was the first, wasn't it? The Astro Granite thing, where you like put them 4 pieces together in a weird way as well.
I don't know. I started with Blood Bowl 2016, so.
But yeah, I realized when I was talking with Rick, then I looked at the 2020 and realized if I picked it up in the mid-90s like you as well, then it's 25 years of my life. I've been playing Blood Bowl more my years than not.
Old codgers, both of you.
It was first released in 1986, which chimes with what I remember because I was a teenager playing the first ever Blood Bowl. That was the one I had.
Yeah, that zone. I'm pretty sure that zone first was in the 90s, wasn't it?
I don't think so. It came in a different box which had a Minotaur on the front.
This was a little square box. I had that. I bought that in the 90s, so it might just have different. And I'm pretty sure the copyright was saying something. That's
Oh! Cheeky riot.
Yeah. So 86, that was the one I had because it had small pieces of cardboard that you tucked into a stand that had a slot in it.
That's on 3rd edition complete. That's the one I was.
And then the second edition was in 88. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was first edition 86.
Yeah, and 3rd edition is around where the Dead Zone, and then 4th edition after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah, Box or Dead Zone is from 94. The one with the Mino on the front is mid-90s.
No, it definitely isn't because it came out within a couple of years of the one I've got. I mean, I've got it upstairs. I don't have the box anymore, but I've got all the bits. And it completed the first edition cardboard pieces.
But
it gave you the werewolf team, and it gave you other stuff. So there may have been another one, but the one I've got had
Yeah,
more
they might.
cardboard
I was
pieces in it.
thinking they might have done. I had the 3rd edition. It's because they updated. I can see if you look. Yeah, 96 is that version. It's because they upgraded one with the 30. They reprinted the Death Zone for the 3rd edition. It has the same
Right.
logo, just that it's just
Ah.
slightly upgraded. I'll
I
just.
see.
Oh, that's a stupid long eBay link. But if you click on that, you can see it's kind of the same logo, just a little bit upgraded. That's the confusion. They're just the artwork around it. It's actually the exact same logo, I think, in the middle.
I'm pretty sure it will be.
Yeah, they just upgraded like the frame around it. Oh my god, that's not easy. But that. So,
Oh no, that's a completely different picture to the one
what?
I remember.
But
Yeah, the one I remember had a Minotaur looking in the other direction, much bigger, on a pile of people, holding a person in his hand. It wasn't
okay.
black; it was brown.
Fucking hell, it's hard to find. There's so many pictures of Blood Bowl.
Let me see if I can find an issue. I mean, I've got the booklet still upstairs.
But oh well, there was a Dead Zone coming out in '94 with the 3rd edition as well. You might have upgraded the rules. Blood Bowl.
Because yes, the edition I had, like I said, all the cardboard cutouts, and also, mummies took up 2 spaces, and you could attack or tackle.
Yeah, there's all sort of weird stuff. I'll imagine
The
in
ball
the
started in the
first.
middle of the pitch, and you all ran towards it to start a drive. It was weird, very weird.
I will imagine the frenzy was working with all movement back in the first edition you had as well. It must have been those rules where you could keep frenzying as long as you have.
Oh, as long as you had move, you could run up and attack people.
Yeah, because it wasn't actually everyone could do a quote-unquote blitz action every turn.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're right. So 2nd edition in '88, yeah. 1st edition in '86, then '88, and then the one I've got was the 3rd edition in '94, so mid '90s.
Yeah, there we are. 87 was the 1st edition Death Zone.
Yep,
I
that makes
found
it.
an eBay link that has all the
I think then.
has a picture of all the little cardboard pieces I still have, and the weird slotted faces,
Aww.
and the Minotaur roaring in the middle of a pack of people.
So all casually and quietly, actually, by the way, then CJ got a riot, so I had 2 turns.
Yeah,
And
neither of you have actually been paying attention to the game. And
No,
have
we're
just
talking Blood Bowl history.
A little bit.
Old Blood Bowl.
And there's.
Now, this is all right. So let's talk about this then. When you're set up to try a 1 turn and you suddenly get 2, what do you think, Cor? You're certainly the best Blood Bowl player on this stream at the moment.
I don't.
Should you still go with your plan, or should you adjust?
This adjustment is alright because it's really. He's potentially having option for doing both. Because he kept 1 goblin back, which means he can still, and Justicium can just
so
about.
For a teammate
Yeah.
option, as well as if there's a pass, he could look a handoff. He could look at that, but
it's not great. The problem is the lack of players, so it's really hard for him to be able to blitz 2 players off.
Yeah.
Because he definitely needs to clear the troll if he wants to do the TTM.
Nah, you can just dodge the troll.
Sure, just a 5+ casual loner dodge.
Yeah, it might be the best option if you want to do the.
There is a chain on Lager the Goblin to push him a square forward to get the final square that you need so that he's in scoring range. And if it's Pogue, you can just 3+ handoff or whatever.
How much?
But it does require a bunch of dice first.
Yeah, but it may not be too bad actually.
It's got a 1D.
Multiple.
Potentially a 2+. 1, 2.
The 2 heads makes one of them pretty easy.
Yeah.
And then the goblin. Yeah, it might be what he's going for because
Yeah, he's seen it now as well.
It might also just be too easily blitz the troll free, because that's just too good for it.
And then a 1-dice blitz to move the bull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I cannot really decide if I actually think you might do the handoff, because then actually that's a little bit annoying ankle though.
You could do.
1,
You've
2,
got.
3, 4, 5. I was thinking if you could if you can do the handoff.
No,
Okay,
he's
well,
going.
he's taking his position. He's going to move the ball.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, I guess it's a block piece, right? So it's just a 2+2+.
And
3
then
2+s actually.
Yeah.
I was
It is
thinking.
just 3 2+s.
I was thinking you could use the 2 heads actually to do the handoff.
Squeaky bum time from CJ now.
Okay, well, the reroll was used, but that's what they're for.
Yep. And
Here
troll
it goes.
moves. It's hungry.
But does it eat? Yes, it eats it. Oh, that's always fun.
Ah.
God, that is such awful animation. What? Look, I know animating things is expensive. And obviously Cyanide haven't made any money out of Blood Bowl, so they can't afford to animate things. But there's not even a nice I'm eating, yum, yum,
They can't
yum.
even afford to fix the many bugs that the game still has since its
Yeah.
release.
Because they're not really developing on the game. Hasn't been doing that for ages.
Well, I know you said for ages, but it sounds like for 8 years, and I would agree with that too. It feels like since I first checked it out, nothing moved forward.
Yeah, they pretty fast stopped doing anything, to be honest, besides just make it run. But yeah.
I wonder what they're spending all their time doing.
Doing new games.
There was that announcement that got redacted, but obviously that can't be true, that there's a Blood Bowl 3 on the way at some point.
Obviously, that's fake.
But it's, yeah.
Like, that's not right, is it? Blood Bowl 3.
But at least, yeah. Yeah, and I had the experience of yesterday for the first time running into 86 passing, where seeing in action the passing bot thing, because they cannot figure out to read a proper rule set.
So does that long bomb on a 2?
No, it's long bombs on a 3, which is still wrong.
Right.
It doesn't on a. I will imagine it doesn't work on a 2, because that would be minus stow. But because of it sees the target as 1, so 3 minus 2 is 1, and that works. Because they haven't apparently read the little 5 words that are called fumbles and definition of fumbles in the game.
Yeah.
Which is like there's a lot of things you can discuss, like can you dump off on a stab and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they haven't even read that part of fumbles. They're just handling like everything else. Because fumbles is the one, everything else is just saying. Yeah, I'll imagine it's not even. Yeah, maybe the program wrong. I almost feel like they hadn't even taken that account and just using 86 as 86. Yeah, because fumbles are different, because there's the only one, it's before or after.
Before or after a 1 is a fumble.
And I'm pretty sure they just haven't bothered with doing the 2 difference, to be honest.
Now, you've made me curious, so I'm going to guess, and I'm sure you're going to know, although we'd need Arrested Development to really know, anally retentive nerd freak that he is. I'm going to suggest that a stab is a block action, therefore you should be able to dump off. Is that your read of it?
No.
It's not my read of it either. Because stab action replaces the block action. It doesn't count as a block.
Instead of a block. It's really, really weird framing. It's because it's one of the things I think is happening is because Blood Bowl is being created on multiple instances, so there's no consistency in the rules and the wording of rules.
Sure.
There are also somewhere in the rules that it suddenly starts talking about special attacks. but there's
Yeah, well, I
nowhere
mean,
in the rule set where that's
does it
defined
mention what a special attack is? Yes. But I see, I would see a ball and chain as a special attack. I would see a bomb as a special attack.
But it's funny.
But I
But it
wouldn't
is really
necessarily
funny.
see a stat as one.
The oh, okay. And the official, we had it coming up in a Titanian Team Cup last in Pisa when I was down there, because I had dump off runner and somebody wanted to stab him, and I actually got confused because I never actually thought about that situation. And we ended up spending the whole evening discussing it, me, Pepe, Rolex, and some other guys.
Well, if only you could say, send a message to Games Workshop
We
and someone
did,
there would
and
actually respond.
they do on the Blood Bowl Facebook, and they officially is ruling that wasn't that is you cannot dump off on a stat. But do we wanna hear the funny part of this whole story? Is after we discussed it for half an hour, he didn't even stab me.
Well, then perhaps assassins are 0.001% less incredibly awful than I think they are.
Its problem is it's blocked with a little b, which is normally not the action in itself. It's there is a difference between the block action and doing a block.
Right.
Which is really subtle. We can see in the rules that some is spelled with a big B and some is with a little b.
Yeah, that's always something that's confused me as well.
The deepest, nastiest part of hell is full of rules lawyers.
But it was a fun discussion.
Rules,
Oh,
4 pages of missing,
PC,
and
I
most
used
of it's
to
written in
play.
French.
PC, I used to play competitive Warhammer 40k and Warhammer Fantasy, and the amount of rules lawyers that you meet in those games, other than the fact that the community is super, super toxic and so boring.
Yeah.
The rules lawyers are just top it.
Well, I went to the London
so many
Grand
confusing
Tournament.
rules in both systems that it's just, well, which side is which? Well, actually, if you look on this little tiny obscure detail on this page, you're wrong.
I went to the London Grand Tournament, which had 300 40k players. So as well as playing lots of 40k, they were playing narrative 40k, which I don't even understand what that is. And lots of other weird games too. There was some Guild Ball there. There was some old school, historical wargaming there. There was another weird system where you used a pack of cards instead of dice to work out what happened, but it was still a tabletop war game. It was all very odd. But two 40k players nearly came to blows over whether a pistol was a small arms or a firearm or something. I couldn't be asked to really work it out. But so then there's that, and then the fact that they also sort of walk around with a small wardrobe on their back to carry all their figures and dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Well,
6,
that's
7,
not
8,
so much
9.
my issue with it. Is at least the community that I was playing in, it was very, very competitive. Like you'd have the people that went to the tournaments just for shits and giggles. Like myself, I just went there to play and to improve. And then you'd have the people that were just annoying. Like they wouldn't even talk to you. They just tell you what it was they did during their turn, and then they wouldn't respond to anything else. I was trying to have a conversation with an opponent of mine, and he just walked off when it wasn't his turn.
Wow.
So I stood around for 5 minutes waiting for the bastard to come back so I could take my turn.
Well, I would have rolled all sixes during that time, I think. Because usually when another person's not there, I'm incredibly lucky.
Yeah. And then I had a guy get pissy at me for beating his meta list and me just bringing some shithead list that I'd made because I thought it sounded hilarious. And then he threw dice around and just walked off. Once I was done, it's like, all right, GG, and then walked off. Yeah, there's a reason why I prefer the Blood Bowl community over the Warhammer one.
So no change in the numbers on the pitch.
Nope.
Underwhelmed. Underworld has secured the ball, but not managed to do the damage they really need to start doing if they're going to turn this around.
Yeah, it didn't really help Troll being stupid and Dirty Player staying out for the
No.
second KO roll.
At least that one wasn't a removal.
No, but these things happen. Wolfbark had the smartest troll I've seen for ages today.
Yeah, I don't think we can say the same about She-Goes. And when it works, it's not been particularly well working, besides. It took out that Chov.
Someone was talking the other day about Tara Barella when he came on to Fumble with his incredible vampire style. And he was an incredibly skillful coach, really, really changed what the meta was with people were doing with vampires. But as well as coaching incredibly well and playing incredibly well and building incredibly well, he had this weird habit of just never rolling ones. His vampires just never bloodlusted.
Seems like a good trade.
Well, and if you're doing that on a computer client, you can't sort of say, how's this happening? Because it just was.
To be fair, wasn't there actually a scandal? Was it Blood Bowl 1 or something with the people being able to see the upcoming dice log?
Yeah, the dice log was on client side and not on server side, so you could tap into the client side end of things, find the dice seed that you were currently using, and then figure out what dice were coming up next.
Yes, I'd heard that. It amused me quite greatly.
Yes, let's put it away.
It was fucking
cyanide.
I do love as well the incredibly random commentary snippets you get. He moves a goblin not touching anyone, and they go, "Oh, you'll get an assist now. Will you?"
Yeah, I'm not sure Cyanide fully know what the hell is going on. Shame
what they do know, of course, is that Blood Bowl players will buy a game with 3 or 4 races in it and then pay for all the other ones over time.
Obviously.
Some Blood Bowl players will wait till the full Legendary Edition gets on Steam on a sale and then buy it.
But the thing is, though, that this is like the game is on Steam, which means that you'll have the occasional influx of Steam players who play all sorts of weird games, and they look at the game going, "Oh, this is kind of cool," and then that's the problem with CCL as well. Is you just have this massive influx of new coaches who are Steam people, who then look at Blood Bowl going, "That's kind of cool," logs in, plays the game, gets slaughtered, never touches it again.
Yeah, which I find depressing. Last night I was I leapt into, we're doing a NAF tournament on Fumble, and the absolute bottom coach's opponent disappeared for the 3rd round. So I stepped in to play just so he had someone to play against. And the guy knew nothing at all. It was literally his 3rd game of Blood Bowl, I think, ever.
Poor lad.
So there's just no point. I mean, I'm not that good a coach, but there's still no point me bringing my A game to that.
No, that's... What race did you get to pick, like goblins or something, or did you force to play with whatever?
No, I already had a human team ready, so I just changed the skills on it to fit the format for that particular one and just dropped it in. Because, I had like a minute's warning to get something ready for them. So I got 3-0 up, and then I just basically stopped playing and just started coaching. I mean, I was coaching even the first bits, but I wasn't going soft, because also it's not fair if I let him win. That gives the tournament.
Yeah, but it's so complicated when you need to step in like that.
But I mean, it meant that a guy who I think would probably not play Blood Bowl again, at the end of that said, thanks, I'm starting to get this now. It's really enjoyable. The other big guys thrashed me and didn't talk. And this is a game where humans play humans. If we do that, we're going to end up with no new players ever.
I mean, this is what my issue with Blood Bowl 2 and Fumble always has been, is there's no real human interaction. Yeah, you get to chat on some client, but that's just about it, isn't it? There is no human interaction, and someone who started with tabletop.
Oh, I think
dear, oh dear. That's not good for the game.
No, that's no. Yeah. I think
I mean, it
CJ
certainly
needs.
isn't on BB2, and people crave it, which is why Discord, is really, really alive with people discussing it. And the same for Fumble. The Discord is much more active than the in-game chat. But we do have a 145 club on Fumble where we teach newer players, and I'm sort of running it at the moment. Well, I am running it at the moment. And I've sort of instigated voice coaching so that when we get a brand new player, I try and play a game with them myself or set them up with another brand new player. And then I'll come on like this. I'll do some, voicing on Discord, and they can click on that and hear me, so that it's much quicker to teach someone if they can hear you than trying to type in some little poxy
Yeah,
woodland.
that's so And hey, Zebro. Yeah.
Go away, Bros.
Yeah, I think this is. It was looking bleak already.
This game is done.
It takes a. I've seen miracles before, so as
Well,
long
I mean,
as
last time CJ looked in a tough position, didn't he?
yeah, but last
And
time he
he
still
pulled
had.
some miracles out.
But last time he still had the troll to make miracles happen as well.
Well, this time he's going to have to be even more creative.
Yes.
Right, Killer Dwarf.
That's a good
That'll be a
start.
good start. I am a Mystic PC tonight. That's twice in a row I've predicted and it's happened.
Oh, hey!
He needs some more of that. Some more of that medicine.
It's not even hobgoblins that have been casualtied. It's just chops.
Yeah. Nuffle cares not for your armor.
Armor is fake, anyways.
Are you
like rerolls up at a week?
Thinking about the. Surely not. Must just run.
Well, he sort of got a pocket he could stop him, but you feel it's going to disappear.
Yeah, I think you want to go more to the right and get those goblins up around it.
Yeah. You need to take the right.
You want to get away from the last of the chops standing in the other side. That's one fatling laying down there.
Justicium is now looking very short of Chorfs.
That's 4 though. 2 of them is laying down though.
Yes.
I had actually missed the one laying behind the 2 bulls.
Yeah, me too. I had to zoom out a bit because 3D is nonsense.
Jesus, you can watch it up from high.
Yeah, but no one can actually play from that distance, can they?
No, because you can't tell what the little pieces are.
Yeah, you can't even tell where your pieces are.
I mean, you can tell where they are, but yeah, its problem is knowing what is what from up there. Fumble is easier from up there.
Certainly for just easy visual acuity of what's where, I do find Fumble better for that. But
Yeah.
so many people just love graphics that because this has graphics, that's where they will always be.
Yes, but there's a
Graphics
reason.
have never been a thing or big issue for me. Is if the client is good, then I'll play it. And Fumble is just a better client because it has updated rules. There are many fewer bugs.
And those that tend to get squashed eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sometimes takes a bit of time because it is voluntary work. So. But if it's important enough, it will get fixed.
Yeah, I mean, Chris has got a couple of other people helping out on bugs now. The lovely Candlejack.
Yeah.
Shambling, lovely mountain of human that he is helping.
Oop, sure hands for the
the
reroll.
medium term, we still expect a new Unity-based client, which will be a little bit prettier. It still won't compete with anything Cyanide does, because
just the scalable.
The
I think the main problem with the current client for most people is the scalable problem of it, with 4K screens and stuff. Like
Absolutely.
even mine, which is Quad HD, which is just under 4K. It's the Fumble client fits like an 1/8 of my screen, sitting in like a corner.
Yeah. I mean, I used to have it sort of postage stamp size, so I had to alter my resolution to play. But the last Java update, it weirdly now opens at a sort of reasonable size, even with me and a 4K 17-inch laptop. But the Unity client should be full screen or resizable to any size. So if that does come ever, towards the end of the year, is probably still a little optimistic, but it might be around by then. Should be a lot more streamable, and a few less people will hate it.
Yeah, that's the whole. Like the reason I started Blood Bowl 2 was because I wanted to stream Blood Bowl, and it just seemed like it was more likely to get people to actually watch it than
Yes, a couple of people
from...
have tried to stream Fumble, and they get two watchers, both of whom are complaining about the graphics.
I do good occasionally. I was streaming the NAF tournaments, and you got some people, but it's definitely easier to attract people to Blood Bowl 2, even if you do like me without grass and spectators and anything. Because I don't particularly like the graphics and cutscenes. I find them slightly annoying and time wasting.
To me, Blood Bowl 2 is just too flashy. There's just too much going on the pitch. Like, you've got all these idle animations, you've got all the sideline animations, and then it just takes so long for the piece to move across the board.
Yeah.
That's why you do. Yeah, it's the problem with Camry.
That said, I do love the rat ogres swishing
Camry
tail.
is so slow to move around on the board,
Yes,
and you
really
can't start a new action until that piece has finished its move. It's just it just takes too long.
Oh, no,
dear.
shove.
Oh dear!
They're just dropping like flies, dropping like goblins, except the goblins aren't.
We are getting close to the 7 versus 7, aren't we again now?
And we know that.
3, 4, 5.
That's where CJ lives.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So CJ is 7, right? Oh, is he 8? He's 8. That's
3, 4, 5,
that's one laying down as well. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yes, it's 8-9 at the moment, isn't it?
Dio is already making it worse by playing with the abstract icons.
Yeah, he plays with fucking abstract icons.
That is very weird.
It's Dio for you. That's a classic Dio.
He is an odd man.
I mean, I think the next stage is to not have a client at all. Just play it in your head.
He will be up for that, I'm sure.
His mental game will be great.
Mental Blood Bowl. Just sit there and talk about your turns.
I'm reminded of Spock. Wasn't that a thing when they played 3D chess and eventually you just did it with your head? You didn't even
need to play it. You're just sitting there. But where is it going? You could make a little... If you want to push forward, you could do that with the 2 heads. But...
Yes, but it's a screen of 1, and they tend not to be massively effective.
It's screen of 2. He moves 2 heads
up,
and
mean
then...
the 2-head rat. So I thought,
and then you block the hobgoblin, and then you hide behind those 2.
Yeah.
And it could look like that's what is coming.
Yep.
It's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure what else you do. You might not run up there. You might just hide behind the back person, the backline rat, without going full up.
Yeah, particularly with that bull down, it means that there is a little pocket that's safe. So
he just has to be careful about the back line, just because there is a hobgoblin stood there.
He cannot do anything about that.
You can't worry about that though. There's things sometimes you know. God grant me the wisdom to know the difference. The things I can control and things I can't control.
And
it's got 3+3+ to cover the back end of that, but it is from tackle.
I'm not sure. I will potentially go 3+3+ to run forward instead, in my opinion. And I will probably rather have protected the 2 heads from getting a Mighty Blow smashed now.
Yeah, because that's getting punched in the face with Mighty Blow.
But that was 2 times 3+ away from through tackles. It's not ideal. Potentially better like that. But on this way, if he doesn't do anything with a goblin, you have a potential of handing off to that goblin and running to the other side. If he just leaves it.
But Justicium's just too good to just leave that goblin alone, isn't he?
Yes, but again, he's not long on equity. I hate that I've started using that word.
Yeah. Let's try to make it equity free. So
But surely
he's
you can put
low on
something.
play. He's getting lower on player with another 2.
Yeah, there's a little dwarf on it just to keep it honest.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is not coming up Millhouse for CJ.
Well, ye of little faith. He's still got that mighty blow. Kill a chore for a turn, and he still might be able to run it in for the 1-1, and then just monster them in overtime.
And he has he got a potato with the block ball carrier, and 2 heads following it down the sidelines.
There are
Could
at least
potentially set up a back end screen with the goblin as well.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can blitz that mighty blow off the. I mean, it's a
If you want to run, you just hit the hobgoblin
hit the hobgoblin
and
run.
just run. You
Yep.
can go for it out of reach of that of the Dwarf. But it looks like he's actually going
reach the
backwards.
dwarf, you can't get out to reach the bull.
Yep.
But there's other things you can do about the bull.
Yeah. But it's a blitz down here, so I think he's stepping back again. I think.
Well, there goes the hobgoblin.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's 8-8.
We are close to my prediction of 7 versus 7. We're getting there.
Admit it, Core. You have a dream of a Blood Bowl Sevens league.
And there's plenty of them.
Not on Blood Bowl 2, there isn't.
No. We I played in a tabletop league where we did like a summer tournament. And you're not allowed to take like primary skills like block, and of course I played Amazons just to be a dickhead.
Of course you did.
Of course you did, because you are a munchkin and you will do anything to win. I know that because I'm a munchkin too. I've actually got a Blood Bowl 7 pitch. They gave it out at I think the last UK team
Yeah,
championship.
they did. My squad and I just couldn't be bothered because none of us ever played sevens.
Yeah.
I think mine went to one of my teammates' car boot and is still in his house somewhere.
I mean, I love the tokens that they give out at UKTC.
I liked those, and I got a dice cup from another one. I liked that. But a Blood Bowl 7's pitch is just of no real use to me. But
Oop.
Yeah, same goes for me, really.
He needs to dodge more. Do we need? He's not really safe for that bull, is he?
yeah, no, you're not safe from that bull unless that goblin pulls off from the CDB.
And that
What about a go for it? If you'd done a go for it with that goblin, hadn't that been enough? I think.
If he'd done a go for it diagonally
1, 2,
closer
3,
to the
4,
jaw,
5,
he should be
6,
fine.
yeah.
That 2-heads one that he's just dodged out, I might be tempted to run it up the sideline past the hobgoblin.
Yeah. Yeah, just again to keep him honest.
Yeah, give him something to worry about that isn't just attacking my ball.
But on the other hand, he's just rolling all the dice and it's working. He might you might dodge that rat out now just to not get Mighty Blow hit for free.
Yeah, why not? Why not? It's not doing much there. There's nothing you want to hold there. That it will still be around to hold, because otherwise it's just getting smashed in the face. Yeah, it did dodge out, but didn't dodge out.
That was probably
Still
alright
probably
by
better
now.
than getting killed.
It tried.
Yes.
Like we like to say, the ground doesn't have Mighty Blow.
No, the crowd does, though.
The crowd don't have just Mighty Blow.
And I know it was because he wanted to do other things afterwards, but I think that 2-heads goblin would have been better up past that hobgoblin. And I think that, the dodge didn't pop, if I remember right, so that was still very doable.
Yeah.
Now, who is going to make Core's dream come true? Who's going down to 7 first?
Oh, he has made a hole now. There is now 2 dice on the ball.
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6. Go. Yep. Triple go
2,
for it.
3,
And then
4, 5,
there's dice on the ball.
7, 8, 9. Well, that's what Paul's born to do. Though true fact, 84.6% of bulls die on failed go for it.
This is 100% true. Gets the knockdown as well.
Ah, gets the big old pow.
Trouble for CJ.
And marking up the other thrower. Still, this is, you can get yourself one die on that bull, scoop up and run away.
Run away where to, though?
Well, up by the Chaos Dwarf that's touching a goblin, as long as you leave the goblin there.
Yeah, I suppose that works.
And then that little two-heads goblin can run through just as it's doing now.
Yeah,
give you
but
some screenage too.
Probably you need to do the next 2+. You cannot leave it there. You need to.
Absolutely can't. What the hell is it? I think he's deciding where it goes, surely.
No.
Is he moving? He's moving something else. Why would...
Okay. Yeah, there was 2 ones more, so no matter. Any plan had been a bad
Yeah,
plan.
anything failed on that, but I'd still rather fail
Yeah,
on
but
a good
that's
plan
the
than a
wrong
bad
way of looking at it, though. You can't just say that, oh, well, it would have failed anyway.
Hardgrim. We all know that. Don't be you now. But because we all know that, you cannot look at it that way.
But yes, I'd still rather fail the first action of a good plan than the final action of a bad
and
plan.
it seemed wrong just leaving that 2 heads because it's just completely out of the game over there.
It popped dodge, which is probably why he was looking at not re-rolling it. Or not doing the next one.
Yeah, that's the only reason he didn't do it, was it popped.
I don't know if Wolf's still on, but as a case in point from that, with the Dome games we played, my humans were getting absolutely monstered by his orcs. But with a couple of sort of moderately creative pushes, I managed to get a -2 die with my Wrestle Catcher on the ball. And, of course, one of them came up a skull because I'd already used the reroll. But, it was still a decent plan. I don't mind feigning a decent plan.
That's what I was about to say. Oh! And that's, it's the 3+ for just getting a 1 dice on that. It's just dodging that goblin over and then dodging out. It's 3+3+ for 1 dice. And you can even stand up the tackle mighty blow. You kind of actually have to stand him up for that.
Scoring threat.
Yeah,
well, got to have. Because you just never know, you might high roll it.
What? You got 3 rerolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to spend one this turn.
And you don't have to, because if you score, you will be absolutely fine not having to use one. But I cannot see anything better than standing tackle up, dodging goblin over, and then why?
Well, that wasn't ideal.
That's bad, and that's again.
There.
What was the plan? Tagging the.
I think it was 2 red dice, wasn't it? Which with block against no block,
was
perhaps
it a blitz?
Not shocking. No, that wasn't a blitz, was it?
Yeah,
no,
it was the blitz.
Oh, it was the blitz, yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd better like the 2 3+ instead, and then standing him up so he could have done something instead. I think the failure state on doing it this way was just if 3+ fails, you losing the game instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not instantly. Nope. Pretty much instantly. I didn't.
But sometimes when you're right behind the 8 ball, it's really hard to see, good failure states. If you see a plan that you think might work, sometimes you just got to commit to it and see what happens.
Yeah, it's not terrible odds.
No, at least it had some odds of working. With block, 2 red dice against no block, it's not shocking. It is when I do it, but it isn't when anyone else does it.
No, with a 3+, it's and a reroll, it's almost 35%. I don't know. Looks fine on my side. I have no missing frames and.
No, the Twitch is running good for me too, and you know my connection's usually iffy. So Mjolnir the hammer might be you, I'm afraid, dude.
Yeah, this is grim. Is there anybody that can hit it?
No, not that I see.
Nope.
I think this is done. I don't see any option at all, sadly. Consequently, he's just trying to hurt a dwarf.
Yes, that sounds sensible. If you cannot do anything else, let's foul the dwarf.
Hurt a dwarf, yeah, absolutely.
Everybody likes a bit of dead dwarf. Like we had the other day when Roxanne finally got killed. It was a beautiful moment for everybody.
It was a beautiful moment. She is so easy to hate, isn't she? Cheaty, leapy, agility 5
Oh,
nonsense.
thick skull. Boo. Boo. But guess it's congratulations.
You can take 6 skull off dwarves any times you want, as long as you give them longer legs.
No.
Right.
Should have shorter
So
legs.
that's why they get thick skull.
But yeah, it's congratulations to Justicium and commiserations to CJ. So we get.
Well, now there is a specific French NAF league. Can't you kick all the French people out of TSD?
I'm afraid of kicking me out of their league then.
I'm kidding, of course. As I've said many a time, I love French Blood Bowl coaching. I'll watch Justicium play any race, anytime.
They're just so
Justicium
good.
is fantastic, Wolfbart.
Yeah. Did you see we got a new French recruit for next season?
In Fumble NAF events, he really often goes 6-0-0 and just sweeps everybody in front of him.
And you didn't answer. We have
Did you manage to recruit Harty?
Yep.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So we have Justicium recruited Hachi to play next season of TSD as well.
Oh, brilliant. Great.
So now we got actually a cave. We got an actually cave.
What I think you should do with TSD, just because it's sensible to help people plan their games, is make it time zone based. So you should put all the French people in the same league, obviously.
With the Danes apparently.
Yes, with the Danes maybe, yeah.
And the Germans, so we can take a UK. So it's UK and everybody else, you know that. And then the rest, the guys that's not from Europe.
Yes. Yes, Flicky Flack. In its first season, I coached some dwarves just to sort of, show what I can do and got them to the semi-final. This season.